Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this little guy right here. And this is the LA Police Gear Slide Rail WXL weapon light. I am impressed with this thing. So whenever looking at knockoff lights, which this is a knockoff of the Streamlight TLR1 HL, the 800 lumen model. This is also 800 lumens, but whenever looking at knockoffs of lights, whenever you're looking at Chinese made lights and things like that, you have to be careful. There's plenty of lights out there that you know, they might be lacking in candela, they're lacking in runtime, they're lacking in heat management, they might have magnetic chargers, but you have to be careful of the light you're picking because they're just not made up to spec and up to snuff of the light that they are either competing with or copying. And I think that LA Police Gear, this WXL, has done something pretty good. Now again, this is basically a copy of the TLR1 HL. It is made to fit TLR1 HL holsters. I have a few examples here. I have the We the People holster that holds the TLR1, and just to show that it's not like, that it's not adjusted weird just for this video so that it'll fit. Here's the Nightfall Customs. Fits fine, and the TLR1 HL. Here is Dragon Hide Concealment. I haven't reviewed this, but this is a great outside the waistband holster. TLR1 HL holster, and it fits just fine. I got some caught in there, I don't know what happened, but it fits just fine. So a couple specs on this is 800 lumens, like the older version of the Streamlight TLR1 HL. It's 800 lumens, has a beam distance capability of 210 meters according to LAPG. I think that is actually a little low. Where one of the places I go and that you guys often see me making videos, the peak of the mountain or the peak of the hill there is just almost 300 yards, and I can start sort of making out the outline of the hilltop. So this beam distance, I think they are a little low on their estimation, and it's pretty impressive. Now it does take two CR123A batteries in a door, very similar to what the TLR1 does, and loads up just like that, locks into place very securely. Yes, you have to take the light off the weapon to do so, but it is what it is. It does have a familiar manual of arms where you push down with your thumb here in order to actuate the light, or when you push down on this side, it is full-time on. So this is full-time on, locks into place. This is temporary, and it doesn't matter how fast you push it. Some lights out there, if you don't push and hold for at least a moment, it won't do manual, or it won't do, it won't do a temporary light. And this will flash if you want to. That is actually a really good option. Sometimes that is required. And I really like those switches because it is just like the TLR1 HL, which I've been using for years. And they really couldn't pick a better platform, a better light to copy, because let's face it, it's one of the best lights out there, if not arguably the best light out there for cost and performance. Now speaking of the way the light turns on, it is on all the time. What I mean by that, and I should say, it is high all the time. It does not waste your time with strobes. It does not waste your time with lower settings. It is on. It is at its peak candela and peak lumens all the time, just like a weapon light should be. Now speaking of performance, I have probably a couple thousand rounds on this at this point, and it has performed flawlessly. I've used it in various lighting conditions. I have been testing it against photonic barriers that are not only a cross barrier but also one coming at me. The importance of that is that you could have a, let's say, a dark hallway. At the end of the hallway is dark and there's a bad guy, but there's an open window going this way, creating a barrier of light, keeping you from being able to see your target, but this has no problems punching through that. So with all of this said, what is the downside to the LAPG WXL versus the Streamlight TLR1 HL? Again, this is basically a clone of this. This is half the cost, by the way, of this, or roughly half the cost. This is half the cost of this. What's the downside? Well, the downside really and truly is this does not have the amount of testing and the amount of just sheer time in the field by professionals that this one does. I put this light in, if you don't have $140 to spend on a Streamlight TLR1 HL, if you don't have the $140 to spend on that, this thing comes in right between 60 and 80 bucks. And I have no problems sending people to Amazon or whatever to buy this light in place of that one if you are really looking for a light on a budget. I don't believe this light is a replacement for this light. I'm going to continue using this light, this Streamlight. Once I clean the lens, will go back on this gun as my primary carry. But I don't believe this is a replacement for this light, but I think for people who may be using it for home defense, not duty use so much, I think people that again are on a tight budget and really don't need to be spending twice that amount of money, I think it's a perfect light for them. It's not going to let them down in my experience. There's other people out there that have a bunch of experience with these. I've watched what they've said about it. They've had nothing but good things to say about it. I think it's a fantastic light, especially for being a copy. So that's it. That is my review of the LAPG WXL weapon mounted pistol light, 800 lumens, 210, again I think that's a low estimate, 210 beam meter beam, and they come in for right around 70 bucks. It's hard to pass something like this up. Put links below. Check it out for yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get more videos in the future. If you want to support the channel, Patreon is the easiest way to do that. If it really weren't for my patrons, I could no longer do this channel. So thank you guys out there. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, guys, got any questions about the LAPG light? Let me know down in the comments section. Email me, whatever. We'll talk to you all later.